Hello and welcome, travelers of the earthreal plane. It is I, the OG GM, taking a walk to the magic place that gives us stuff in exchange for cash. And today, let's take a moment to address the initial reviews of Journey Through the Radiant Citadel. Journey Through the Radiant Citadel was released yesterday. Today, there are already several reviews up. None of them are heartwarming. Of the reviews I've seen, and of the reviews I've read, even the guys who were like, here's a free copy, but you gotta say nice things about us, are trying desperately to fill 5-10 minutes of YouTube time with positive things about this product. But so far, it doesn't sound like there's anything really unique, different, original, groundbreaking, paradigm shifting, or actually good about it. One reviewer went so far as to say, and I quote, "Radiant Citadel is the most racist product that Wizards of the Coast has ever made. There is not a single white human portrayed in the entire book, and the book is filled with stereotypical portrayals of members of other social statuses and heritages." Now we know supposedly a lot of it was written by POCs, and it had a content and consultant and a sensitivity consultant, and Wizards of the Coast was really trying to make it approachable and non-biased and open to everybody. But how can you claim to be 100% inclusive if, you're not portraying any white humanoids? Now, I don't know if it's true. I haven't had a chance to read through it yet, but that's just one of the reviews that I read. That's the one that stood out to me. Generally, the reviews seem to be the adventures are kind of cut and paste. There's nothing really original about them. Most of them don't have any form of conflict or combat in them. They're all basically just story time at the shopping mall. Seems to continue the downward trend that was started in Strixhaven of, D&D is just about a bunch of kids at a school and not about anything else. Now it's D&D is about a bunch of interdimensional entities. I don't know if we can call them kids anymore, bopping around this interdimensional shopping mall, going through these gates, which apparently have no risk to them, partaking in relatively harmless adventures, and then returning home to spend their rewards back at the mall. Further, it doesn't really explain how the interdimensional process works, how the gates work, what happens if a gate malfunctions, who controls the gates. Everything we know about the Radiant Citadel was described in the first chapter that they made for free. Anything else we would have liked to know is not followed through. I would like to know about the factions. I would like to know more about the history. I would like to know about the idea that there was a world that existed before, and Radiant Citadel was built upon the ruins, and that there was a D&D first world, and all these multiverses spun off of this shattering. But from what I've read and seen, other than lip service, it's kind of like the obelisks that Wizards of the Coast has been spattering through the adventures for the past 8 years. We're never going to explain them. They serve no purpose. They were a wild MacGuffin. Sorry. So, I was hopeful that, because it's not a hard idea. I mean, literally, it's been done. All you had to do was take the barest amount of effort to cut and paste from Sanctuary and Nexus, Tales from the Floating Vagabond, Lankmar, Freeport. The idea of an interdimensional nexus city where there are gates to other universes. Dude, that's fucking Stargate. You're telling me, Wizards of the Coast, you didn't have enough imagination to crib Stargate, much less the vast amount of pre-existing information on the topic that is available to you? You could not get any simpler than interdimensional city, nexus point for multiple realities. Who controls those nexus points? And what happens when one breaks? That's everything you need. Literally right there. Everything you need. What is this city? Where did it come from? What are these dimensional fractures? How did they happen? Who controls them? And what happens when they fail? Or what if there's ones nobody knows about? You know, let the PCs get their hands on a secret nexus that nobody else knows about. And then vying for the control of that secret nexus literally writes itself. I literally just wrote something better than apparently what Radiant Citadel is. Which is just sad. Especially now that they're hinting, oh, we're going to do Planescape next year. It's like, well, then not only is Radiant Citadel sad and a waste of very expensive paper, but pointless. It's pointless. It's no better than Candlekeep or Yawning Portal or Saltmarsh. It's just an adventure hub to tell a bunch of, not connected stories and, basically loosely attach a series of modules to a corner location. You already did this with Yawning Portal, and Yawning Portal was also better. You literally had the blue port with Yawning Portal, Wizards. So how could you fuck this up? How could you fuck something so simple up? Now, obviously, we'll have to check the sales on Friday to see how well it's doing. I guess enough copies at least have been given away to reviewers by Wizards of the Coast to be reviewed. I don't know anybody who's actually purchased one yet. I was going to purchase it because I'm very interested in the city part. I wasn't really interested in the adventures, but I loved the idea. Probably why I love Freeport so much. And probably why I loved, that was my most successful campaign. But even Freeport wasn't an original idea. It was literally Lankmar. So now I'm not so sure. It's like, I don't know if I want to spend my hard-earned money on this product if it's just so bad. Obviously, because I have Hasbro stock and I want that stock to continue to remain profitable, I want you to buy it. But I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I do have to look at it to address this racism comment, whether that's actually real or if somebody is making a jest. It's a very strong comment to make. If it's true, I don't know if it's true. I don't really care if it's true. Wizards of the Coast is going to do what Wizards of the Coast is going to do. Part of me feels like, well, I'm apparently a Wizards of the Coast shill, and I have Hasbro stock. So who am I to say bad things about Wizards of the Coast? Wouldn't that be sort of hypocritical? And the other part of me is like, fuck you, Wizards of the Coast. You're not even trying. But of course, they don't have to try. They literally, all they have to do is cut and paste what they think they've been successful with. Get some POC freelancers who will never get recognized or paid if the history of Wizards of the Coast remains intact. And then just, milk the negative press for the first 2 weeks, just like Strixhaven, and then it'll be forgotten about and moved on to the next project. So, well played, Wizards of the Coast. Well played. You've managed to disappoint us yet again. I encourage anybody out there who has access to the ability to publish to just make your own, because literally, the blueprint is right there. Anyways, we'll know more once I get a chance to take a look at it, but that is my response to the initial reviews. I will, of course, again, take a look to see if that racism thing is true or just of somebody being sour grapes. It does feel like something Wizards of the Coast would do, trying so hard to being inclusive that they actually end up not being inclusive, and they actually end up being guilty of all the things they're claiming they're trying to not be guilty of. That would feel just so typical of them, like the way they're operating. But they don't have to change. Nothing we're doing is going to make them change. As long as they hold that 53 to 55% market share, Wizards of the Coast can continue to slide, run on the fumes, and not do anything until 2024. And even then, part of me hopes they will break the cycle and do something completely different in 2024. And the other part of me knows that nothing's going to change. They're just going to be more of the same. Anyways, that's what we know about Radiant Citadel so far. Continue to stick with me as we continue to plot the rise and fall of Radiant Citadel. If it's like any of the other Wizards of the Coast products, we'll be upset about it for about a week or two, and then we'll stop talking about it because they'll do something else that we find stupid. At least they always find a way to remain constantly in our face. They put out something that they know is going to get shit on, and then they just milk that. It's still attention. It's still sales. So yeah, well played, Wizards of the Coast. I'm the OG GM. Support me.